Paul in Crystal Palace. Paul,
Good afternoon, bad man.
well, greetings to you. We're working on me losing some weight, but we'll talk about that another time. Tell me about your stoma journey.
Mine started back in 2018 when I was diagnosed with bowel cancer. I went through various treatments, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and then finally an operation to remove the tumour. The stoma was then created. Mine's an ileostomy, which is connected to the small intestine. Other people have colostomy, which is a more permanent one, which is the large intestine, and others as well will have a urostomy, which is connected to the bladder.
Just take me back a second. And when they told you this was an option, how did you feel?
I was nervous at first because obviously, there isn't much publicity, or wasn't much publicity around stomas and ileostomies, and most people in the community, we call them ostomies. So it encompasses the whole range of different stomas, different ostomies you can have. There are even ones, stomas that are created through the neck for people who have throat cancer and things like that. I felt nervous at the time, but then once everything was explained to me, and the fact that my one is not a permanent thing, I'm not going to have, the plan is at the moment I won't have it my entire life. It will be reversed at some point. Unfortunately, COVID pandemic and all the backlog put the kibosh on that a little bit, so I'm still on the waiting list to have that done. But once it was already explained to me, I felt more at ease. And as your previous guest Claire said, for a lot of people, it's a new lease of life.
I know, and it feels like if you take everything away and then you give me something back, it feels it. But for most people listening to this, they're imagining it from a position where they can do what they need to do. You see what I mean? So it feels weird to hear you say, you get your life back. There's a freedom. There's a kind of, you can make a plan because that isn't the point of view that most of us start from. And how is it working?
For me, at the moment, it's working fine, and everybody's different. And there are going to be people who, hate having it and want to get rid of it. But a lot of people that I know, there's another charity that I'm a member of, which is the Colostomy UK. They have a support group on social media. It's got 11,000 members, and there's a lot of chatter on there. Any advice anyone needs, you just put a message on the group, and someone will have had experience of that issue. And it's not doctors and nurses on there. It's people that have actually gone through the various different conditions.
I think if we're being honest, and again, I know you the way that I know Roger, in that I can be honest and ask you the questions without fear that, there's going to be an email or something like that. So I will be. I suppose people's greatest fear would be that bag is going to burst at some point.
The bags are very, very resilient, very strong. They're made of a really tough plastic. You could blow them up with a foot pump and the bags would not burst. The only issue you do have is because the way the bags are attached is a medical glue, which is, again, is super strong. Once it's on the body, you have a little spray or wipe thing to actually disperse the glue when you need to change the bag. You can get leaks, but they're easy to do. Just the same as the baby in its nappy, you get a leak, okay, have a shower, clean it up, put another bag on, away you go.
So does that mean that you can be? Strong. Does that mean that you can't be too far from home if you were on a plane? What does it mean about moving about?
No,
how conscious are you of it?
The only time I'm conscious of it is if the bag fills up, and you can feel the weight on it. It's like you can't. With most ileostomies, you can't even feel the stuff moving through. It's only when the bag itself starts to get a little bit heavy and you can feel it against the stomach. You don't have to be near a toilet. You obviously, there's plenty of most people with ileostomy were all classed as hidden disabilities. So we get given what they call radar keys, so we can dash into accessible toilets wherever. There's plenty of pubs, and obviously it's a bit more difficult if you're out in the rural areas. But again, hello, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah, obviously it's a bit difficult if you're out in rural areas, but then you just take a plentiful change of bags of you, or the bag I wear is drainable, so you can drain it into another receptacle and get rid of it that way. But yeah, it doesn't really limit what anyone can do.
Is it free? Is it on the NHS, the bag?
Yep. They're all, and this is the big thing, because in the support group, there are people from places like America and that, where if let's just say if I was living in America, it would cost me £100 per box of bags without all the other stuff.
So the stuff is everything is connected, and all you change is the connection to the bag.
Yeah, literally, the bag is drainable. I have a plate that goes behind the bag as well, which is designed to help prevent leaks. But occasionally, obviously, the bag, you can feel like a bit of soreness against the skin. That means it's time to actually change the bag, because
Do you have to watch what you eat?
Yeah, you do a little bit. There are certain things they advise people with stomas to sort of stay away from, not because they are unhealthy, but because they can cause a blockage. But conversely to that, anyone who's had a stoma will tell anyone who hasn't got one, oh, you've got a bit of, you're a bit blocked up, you haven't been to the loo for a couple of days, down a bottle of Coca-Cola. That'll shift it. So we know certain treatments and methods for unblocking ourselves, and also for the other way as well.
Does it have to be fizzy or flat? Because apparently, if it's flat, it does great job on the toilet as well.
Yeah, fizzy. It's the gas. It's the gas that gets things moving.
Is it?
But conversely, if you're having the opposite problem and you need to block things up, marshmallows, bananas.
Bananas?
Banana. If you're constipated, do not eat bananas, because it'll just constipate you even more.
What, banana?
If you
Sorry, I'm saying it. There's me saying it, kind of betraying opinion. Sorry. Can you just say what is that? Is that a banana?
Banana. If you've got a runny tummy,
yeah,
eat a banana. Banana and marshmallows, things like that will actually help thicken you up, shall we say?
That's right. You can say it like that. Because clearly you listen, so you know that the way my mind works is slightly weird, but it kind of works on the radio, not in real life. Does it make sense that you would see two people or two stories of stomas, run with it? The opportunity to talk about it, have I embarrassed you in any way, shape or form today by asking you these questions? Because it is not my intention, yeah?
No, you haven't. And it's important that people know, because, the support group that I'm in, 11,000 members, and that's just a drop in the ocean compared to the number of people who do have colostomies, ileostomies, and all that sort of thing. I think that the more it's actually put out there, the better. And Adele Roberts on Dancing on Ice, good up on it. She's
I've been trying to interview for a couple of years now, and then she's left now. But she made her name on Big Brother. Very interesting character.
Well, clearly your reputation at the BBC, because she was on Radio 1.
We were doing so well. You're rubbish. Get off my phone. God bless you. Take it easy, fella. We'll talk again.